Hey guys, so what we're going to go through today is the drawing feature of Fusion. So you can see here that I've done a bit of an example. So just got my different pages with my stuff on it. And so going to go through how to do this. So if we go back to our design, so we've made our design and we've made our animation from that design. Okay, there we go. All right, so there's the box that we've been working on. So if I go design, go drawing from design. And you see it brings up this little panel over here, so we can change this to A4 millimeters from scratch. I obviously just learning this, haven't played around with it too much, so I don't know from scratch. You know, like obviously you can bring in templates maybe, standard ISO. Okay, so we'll bring that in. Okay. And then what it's going to do is going to draw everything from your design. Okay, so every time you press these ones up here, it's going to bring in your base view and stuff of your design. It does take a little, as you can tell, it does take a little while to start up. You see here that I've been having a little bit of a play. So I might just get rid of one of these. Maybe it'll help us run a little bit better. Oh, here we go. So here's our drawing. You can see here that it's coming in at 1 to 10 scale. Actually, we want to make it bigger. So we're going to do the cover page quickly first. And just we want a nice three-dimensional view. We don't want that one. What's that one I'm looking at? Nice three-dimensional view of our product. We'll say OK. Brings in here. Make sure we double click on the outside edge. So you got to click on the square on the edge. And we'll make it colored with invisible line. No, I don't like that. We'll just go normal shaded. So it almost looks like a nice little rendered view. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over to add text feature just here. So text feature. We can drag this open like that and click. Wooden box by Alexa. Alright, so we obviously don't want to keep that small, so we can highlight that, really change our size to 15. Alright, and then you see that makes it a bit bigger. Might enter. Might do a little bit of mucking around if it'll let me go. So you see there it's going over our box, which we don't want to happen. So it might go like that, and that fits around the corner there nicely. You can also highlight that and change text to that. Will do. And then once you've got it, you can move it around. So you can see there that I've kind of just playing around and made it the wrong text. So I might quickly double click on this. So anything you want to do with this, you do need to double click on. And then highlight again. And I might take this down to 13. And that way it'll fit. Alright, cool. Last thing we need to do is change the title block here. So you guys are in tech. Technical reference, document type, engineering drawing. Cool. Title. We'll just go. I want to change this to wooden box. Not one. Cool. Approved by me. This is probably going to be the same for you as well. Document status is released. Drawing number 1. N/A, date of issue, and then today's date here, 27/02/2/025. All right, sweet. Let's go finish properties, and all that stuff's been written in there. Okay, so that's good to go. I'm pretty sure there's a way to put a logo or whatever in there, but we're not too stressed about that just yet. Okay, so then we move on to our next page. So this is where it starts to get a little bit of thinking from your part in it. Okay, so if I bring in my drawing, okay. My base view, we'll make this 6. I'm going to put one view here, and then I'm going to go over here to the projected view, and I'm going to click on the outside edge and bring in another one to the side, okay? So from this now, and this is where the components come in a little bit, like really importantly here, okay? So I only want to do, so at the top here, I'm going to start by doing my handle, okay? I'll do the lid for this first section, which isn't real. Okay, I won't do the lid first, or the handle, because it doesn't make sense. The reason I'm not going to do that is because I'd be making the box and the base first and then making a lid that fits. So I've got my box here, And so say I've got my, whatever side this is, so I can scroll through here and find that side, right? So this is the side I want to keep. So I'll turn the other ones off. And I've got my side in there. And then I'm going to bring in another view. So you bring in the view and you set your scale for each one. And then so I've done that view already. So now I need to change to a right view. And this way it's going to give me the other side of my box that I need. So if I click on this one and then go to projected view and then go to the side, and you go, okay, and then I can remove those ones that I don't need from that. You see here that it's opened up another one of these. So now I get rid of the lid, get rid of the handle, open this one up, and you see I'm trying to find this side here, which is that one. So I can turn the other ones off again. Now, the reason I only need two of it, and the best practice as well, is to try to get these lined up under each other. Okay, so that's pretty important. All right, so best practice here is to say how many there are. So if I use this note text over here and I'll click on this edge, I'll go like side A times 2 because we need 2 that size and with those features. Okay, double click on this, I'll make it 8 mil. All right, maybe a little bit close, but it's okay. And then this one, same thing, ish. But we're going to go side B times 2. Double click on that again to get it highlighted and change that to 8 and then close that. Okay, last step that we want to do is actually bring in another box because we're going to do the bottom one here. So we'll have every part of the box will fit on this one page. Okay, so what we might do, we might go from bottom view, we'll have a bottom view like that, and then we'll go projected, click on the edge, and bring it over here, and we'll go okay. All right, and then again, removing these parts. And I know this does seem a little bit tedious, but I'm kind of getting my head around it a little bit. See there, it's kept one of the sides for some reason. Oh, I didn't click on that one. Okay, cool. So now we've got those. Again, move that view underneath there. Make sure we put our text in. So we know that this is the bottom X1. We only need one of it. Highlight that, change that to 8, and close it. So we've got that all in there, and then we're going to use the dimension tool and do our overall sizes. All right. Cool. And then we can always zoom in as well. So say I want to do this one. I'm just trying to be a little bit accurate. We want to zoom in here and know how big this is going to be. All right. Or we're buffering a little bit. How big is that to there? It's 10. Issue there with those overlapping each other. So I can right click and press OK. And that didn't work. Control Z. I don't want that moved. I want to move this out of the way. So you need to move it. So you essentially don't want any of your dimensions overlapping each other. So now that's all dimensions there. And we'll quickly chuck our dimensions into this one as well. 19. We might go to there. It's a weird number though. When we know that it's 140 from over here. So what we might actually do that makes a little bit more sense is we'll do the we'll do from in the corner there to there, which is 3.2. Cool. Trying to line that up there, as you can see. We might quickly do. Might have misclicked then. It's definitely not 9.2. So we go from there to there. It's definitely not 9.2 though. So I'm clicking on something wrong, unfortunately. So we'll quickly try to do, and you can always try to do, yeah, there you go, 9.5. You can always do the other end of stuff so that fits. And the last one there is the super simple bottom section. So using the dimension tool still, 300 by 280. Great. And then we can finish off with our 3.2. All right, cool. So that's all of our box parts done. So now if we make a new sketch, and now we've got something that's a little bit more, I guess we could separate it into some bigger parts, okay? So if I'm going to go base, All right, and that brings that up again. We're going to make this 6. We're going to keep consistent with the scale here, okay? We're going to do the handle first, and then we'll start doing the 2 different parts for the top, all right? And I understand what you're probably thinking. You're like, hang on, Mr. Laxton, there's multiple parts for the top. But I've only been able to figure out one way of doing this. So what we'll quickly do is get rid of the lid and the box and just have the handle left over. Drag this up a little bit. Cool. And then let's bring in a new one. I wish you kind of remembered what I was setting it as well. It seems to be a little bit of a flaw with it. So let's want to quickly change to the top view. Okay. And we'll go projected view from you over here. We'll go okay, and then we'll turn off the handle, the box, open the lid, and now we're just going to keep the frame for this part. No. Cool, so now we've got our frame that we're going to be able to dimension, and I'm going to put the other one over here so we can fit our dimensions a little bit better. So if I bring in one more, so as you realize, I still need to do those laminated pieces in the middle, okay? So change to our top view again, place that in, have our top view. We still need a projector view over this way. All right, I'm going to say okay. And then we can close that one up. And then getting rid of our box, handle, opening this up, and getting rid of our frame. All right, so that's got our laminated piece there. And then adding in our dimensions. So overall dimensions from here to here is that. Overall dimensions from there to wall. All right, that's as good as I can get it. So it's a bit strange. We might get rid of that one because we want it to go down. So if you want a dimension to go downwards, first one you click on, and then the second one will give you that dimension downwards, or whatever the second point is you click on, it is the dimension that you'll get, okay? So we're going to go over here and we'll quickly go zoom in a little bit. So if you highlight a curve by itself, you'll see that it gives you the radius. Okay, so click on that one. Okay, and let's start doing some of this one here quickly. We'll do the easy ones, which is, oh, I just did the wrong thing. So again, we'll go down the bottom here, 19. All right, I should know the angle between there and there. Okay, they all look like miter joints is the name of that joint. Okay, so 319, 300. Okay, so we know they're all different. We could probably chuck in that. All right, we can't really put that one in unless we put it over here. All right, and that's all the measurements that you need for those there. And then we'll jump over here. And again, just chucking in our overalls. So we'll do one down here. And then one here. Which is like one of those things that I may not have needed to put these measurements in because it's obviously that fits within it. And then we give some sizes for here. So this is going to be a weird one because it was cut off. But this one's going to make sense. It's going to be 42. And this one's going to be 140. Oh, stuff that up. Let's delete that real quick. And chuck a new one in. Let's make sure that one. And last one. Alright, cool. So you got those in, so you see the different sizes there. And I guess we know like that was a 70, that was a 42, that's 42. You know, so they're all there. Now what we need to do is chuck our text in. Okay, so we know that we need one handle. So if I click on here and then click on there, handle, X1, double click on that and just make it 8 again. All right, and then I'll show you the text. I'll show you the shortcut for this job here. When you go mitered frame, X1, 1. Whoa, that's 8. There we go. Close that, and then lucky last one over here. And then laminated top 1. Change that to 8. Close that. All right, cool. So one other thing you could do as well, so if I make another sheet as well, sometimes it's really helpful to do um, like the whole parts as well. So say I wanted to leave this um, the lid altogether. So what I'm going to do is change this over here to 6, bring this over, and what we might do here is do a that view, and we'll do that one, that one, that one, that one. We'll go OK, and then we'll get rid of the box. So we've just got our lid there. This one here, we want some color, and we'll have our invisible lines, okay? So then we can chuck in our overall measurements of that, which you guys know how to use the measurement tool. And the measurements actually don't change, but there's some different things we can put in. So like for this here, so to make it so we know, hey, where did I actually put this handle in, and was Mr. Laxton good enough to get it in the middle? All right, so if I put some center lines on that, so using the center line feature, and I can dimension from here to here, and that does not look like a centered measurement, does it? And from there to there, whereas that one does. Okay, so I've obviously gone a little bit off with that. And so that's something where I could maybe go back into my design and then move that around, okay, to make it an even measurement. Okay, and then same thing over here. So if I was like, well, how far is that from there to there? Etc., etc., okay? So then that's probably all I'd want to do on that, really. Open this one up. Sometimes it gets a little bit confusing the more measurements you add, so just being a little bit conscious of that and just having enough. So you want everything dimensioned, obviously, but you don't want to make it more confusing than it has to be. All right, and then on this one, I can go like that. Okay, we'll get rid of our lid and our handle, and we'll just have the box there. Make sure we add some color to this one. All right, and then add our dimensions again. Yeah, let's add that. Right, and this is where you could maybe show a little bit of these, like the joints, to make things a little bit easier, okay, in terms of how it actually goes together. All right. We need that one, and that one, and that's all good. We actually don't need that drawing. So yeah, and then all you need to do, so to actually submit this to me on your portfolio, you go to export, all sheets, line weights, whatever, okay. And then it's going to save it as a PDF, so name it as your name, so it'll be like Mr. Laxton, wooden box, and then go save. All right. And so my downloads, and then we end up with a project like this, where we can print that off and then take it in the workshop and have all of their different parts with us. So hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully you learned something.